Have you ever had the chance to meet Jesus? Alex, a passionate LGBTQ advocate, has experienced this extraordinary moment, and their conversation will surprise you in ways you never expected. Together, they will explore the challenges faced by LGBTQ individuals worldwide and grapple with some of the most profound questions about faith, justice, and humanity.
My name is Alex, and I've spent my life advocating for equality and acceptance for people like me, those who simply want to be themselves in a world that often tells them not to be.
I am Jesus. My purpose has always been to bring light into the darkest corners of the human experience and to remind every soul of their infinite worth.
With these two extraordinary characters, we are about to witness a conversation that will leave you thinking deeply. Let's begin. Today we're talking about something very serious. The fact that in over 70 countries, being LGBTQ+ is against the law. People can face jail, or even worse, just for being themselves. Alex and Jesus are going to talk about this. Can such laws ever be fair or right?
I can't explain the fear of knowing that just being myself was illegal. I grew up in a country where being who I am could have gotten me arrested. People like me have to hide, to stay safe. How can anyone say it's okay to make laws that punish love and identity, while also saying they believe in freedom and fairness?
Laws like that come from fear and not from love. People often create rules because they don't understand or because they're afraid. But every person is made with the same spark of life and worth. Justice should help people grow and live better lives, not tear them down.
But fear seems so strong. The people making these laws say they're protecting society, keeping morals and traditions safe. They talk about things like order and values. How would you answer them when they think suppression is the right thing to do?
Fear is not strength. True strength is love. Love that welcomes, learns, and cares. Traditions and morals can be good, but only when they help people, not hurt them. Some think they are doing the right thing by making these laws, but they forget that the greatest good is to love and care for others.
I've seen how these laws don't just hurt people like me. They hurt whole communities. They force people to hide, and the world loses so much creativity and talent. It's not just about lives being harmed. It's about what we all lose together. How can we stand up to this without giving in to anger or hopelessness?
Anger and hopelessness can come, but love is what will keep you going. Change starts small, with people speaking out for what's right. You don't need to fight with hate. Stand firm with kindness and courage. Every act of love and truth plants a seed for something better. Even in the darkest times, light can grow.
Your words give me hope, but it's hard. The world still feels so against us. If you could tell the people who make these laws one thing, what would it be?
I'd tell them that love never takes away from anyone. It only adds. To see another person as a threat because of who they are is to miss their beauty. These laws don't protect, they harm. Instead of using fear to control, we should work toward a world where everyone can live fully and freely.
This has been a heavy discussion about how these laws hurt so many people, but it's also been a reminder that love and courage can create change. How do you think we can balance tradition and morals with fairness and kindness for all people? In the next chapter, Alex and Jesus will talk about another difficult topic, conversion therapy. Let's see where this conversation goes. In this chapter, we're talking about conversion therapy. This is when people try to change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. These practices still happen in many places, even though they cause a lot of pain. Alex and Jesus will talk about whether this can ever be right, especially when it's done in the name of faith.
I went through conversion therapy. They told me I had to change to be accepted by society and even by God. It was so painful and left me feeling like something was wrong with me. How can anyone think it's okay to force someone to deny who they are, especially when it hurts so much?
It breaks my heart to hear that anyone made you feel this way. Love is supposed to heal, not harm. The idea that someone needs to change to be loved is not true. You, like everyone else, are already enough, just as you are.
But some people really believe it's the right thing to do. They think they're helping, or that they're following God's will. Some even say it's about saving souls. What would you say to those people who think conversion therapy is loving or faithful?
I would tell them that love never causes harm. Loving someone means accepting them as they are, not trying to make them into someone else. Saving souls is not about controlling people. It's about showing kindness and truth. Forcing someone to deny their true self isn't God's way. It takes them away from the love they deserve.
People say it's about giving a choice. But when society makes you feel like you have to change or be rejected, is that really a choice? It feels like you're trapped. How do we help others understand that these choices aren't fair or loving?
A true choice comes from freedom, not fear. If someone feels they have to change because they're scared of being rejected, that's not love, that's control. Real love gives people the space to be themselves. It doesn't push or force. We can help by listening, supporting, and standing against harm when we see it.
I still carry the pain from what I went through. Sometimes I wonder if I'll ever feel whole again. What would you say to someone like me, who is still healing from trying to be someone they're not?
I'd say this: you are already whole. The pain you felt doesn't define you. It's something you've been through, not who you are. Healing takes time, but every step forward shows your strength and worth. Let the love you've always deserved guide you back to yourself.
This conversation shows how harmful conversion therapy can be and why it doesn't reflect true love or faith. But it also reminds us that healing is possible, even after deep pain. How can we show real love and support to people who feel pressured to change who they are? In this chapter, Alex and Jesus talk about laws that limit LGBTQ+ rights. Some countries don't allow schools to talk about LGBTQ+ topics, and public spaces are made less welcoming for LGBTQ+ people. These laws make people feel invisible. Can a society truly grow when it hides or silences its own people?
I've seen how these laws hurt. In some places, schools can't even mention LGBTQ+ topics, and we're left out of public spaces. It feels like they want to erase us. How can anyone think it's okay to pass laws that make us hide who we are?
Many people act out of fear when they don't understand something. They believe silence will make their fears disappear, but it doesn't. Hiding the truth doesn't make it go away. It only causes more pain. A society that silences its people loses the chance to grow and learn from them.
But these laws do more than silence us. They make us feel invisible, like we don't belong. It's even worse for young people. If they don't see themselves represented, they think they're alone, or that something is wrong with them. How do we help people see how much harm this does?
Silence can hurt as much as words. When kids don't see their truth in the world, they start to believe their truth doesn't matter. The best way to fight this is to speak up, with love, not anger. Show people that being seen and accepted makes life better for everyone. Change happens when hearts are opened one by one.
Sometimes it feels like the harder we fight to be seen, the more people push back. They say we're asking for too much or moving too fast. It's exhausting to always be fighting. How do we stay hopeful when there's so much resistance?
Resistance happens when change is needed the most. It's hard, but every step you take matters. You're not alone. For every person who pushes back, there's someone who supports you. Hope comes from knowing that even small acts of love and courage can make a big difference over time.
I want to believe things will get better, but it's tough. There's so much hate, and it feels overwhelming. If you could speak to the people making these laws, what would you say to them?
I'd tell them that no law can take away someone's inner light. Silencing others only dims their own view of the world. Instead of creating walls, we should build bridges. Love grows when we make space for everyone to be themselves.
This chapter shows how harmful it is to silence LGBTQ+ people, but also how hope and love can keep the fight for change alive. How do you think we can create a world where everyone feels welcome, even when some people resist change? Next, Alex and Jesus will talk about LGBTQ+ refugees and the challenges they face when trying to find safety. These are people who leave their countries because it's dangerous to stay. But even when they leave, they often face more problems, like being treated badly in refugee camps or being denied help. How can we make the world safe for everyone, no matter who they are?
It's so hard for LGBTQ+ refugees. They run from danger, but even in refugee camps, they aren't safe. I've met people who were ignored or bullied just because they are LGBTQ+. How can we call this fair when people running for their lives are still not protected?
Justice should protect those who need it most. When someone runs from danger, they are looking for hope, not more pain. It's sad when people in need are turned away or treated badly. Love asks us to welcome others, not to judge if they are worthy. Everyone deserves safety and care.
Even in places that support refugees, LGBTQ+ people are often forgotten. Some don't think the dangers we face are real. How do we help others see that being LGBTQ+ can be life-threatening in many countries?
People don't always understand what they haven't seen. Sharing stories and spreading the truth can open their eyes. When we talk about the risks LGBTQ plus people face, we help others see the need for change. Compassion grows when we shine a light on what's really happening.
It's exhausting to keep fighting. We work so hard to change laws and tell people about our struggles, but it takes so long. Meanwhile, people are still suffering. What can we do right now to help LGBTQ plus refugees?
Even small acts of kindness make a difference. Giving food, a safe place to stay, or just showing support can help someone in need. Every little effort creates hope. Change takes time, but helping one person today can lead to a better tomorrow.
I want to believe things will get better, but so many people still think LGBTQ plus refugees don't deserve help. How do we inspire others to care about people they don't understand?
By showing love and kindness in our actions. When people see others being cared for, it touches their hearts. Love is stronger than fear or hate. One person at a time, we can show the world that every life matters.
This chapter shows how hard life can be for LGBTQ plus refugees and how much they need help. It reminds us that even small acts of kindness can bring hope. What do you think you do, big or small, to help LGBTQ plus refugees feel safe and welcome? As we reflect, let's think about how we can create a world where everyone feels they belong. What questions would you ask if you could sit with Jesus? Let this conversation inspire you to think deeply, act with kindness, and make a difference in your own way. If you enjoyed this dialogue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more thought-provoking conversations. Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.